Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Levinson and Associates weekly training webinar. So we always like to come up with new innovative ideas, sales strategies, lead programs, hot products, anything that you can literally walk away with, right, to help change your year for the better, especially during 2020. We all know what's going on right now. It's been some very, very challenging times. But I do think with all of that said, is there's some light at the end of the tunnel. Number one, on a personal level, I feel like if you made it through this year, if you're doing well, you're staying healthy, and your business is staying afloat, maybe you're even growing and innovating during this time, then you have won. And that just goes to show you, imagine what you can do come 2021 on a personal level and on a business level when things start to normalize. Hopefully things start to normalize, but just imagine what you're capable of, right? Obviously you made it through this far because you wouldn't be on this webinar if not. So I don't know, I just try to always see the positive, the glass half full. And I look at it like, hey, we're also in a great industry during a time like this. And the reason why I say that, you know, you can say, hey, Bill, how can you say this time is great? Well, obviously, it's a horrible time for the entire world. But us being in the life insurance industry, this is a topic that is coming up at dinner tables all over the world. Because, you know, let's face it, and I've been saying this lately on our trainings, but, you know, the family is sitting around the breakfast, lunch, dinner table, right? Because most people are still working from home. And they're saying if mommy and daddy get COVID, God forbid, are we going to be okay if they don't make it through, right? And the bottom line is the spouse is looking at the breadwinner and saying, are we covered if something happens? And most of the time that answer is no, or maybe they don't have enough life insurance, which means, guess what? They're going to call the local life insurance guru, whoever has been successful at marketing online and branding, right, and blogging and getting your Facebook ads out there and getting your LinkedIn message posted weekly, right? I always say you got to market yourself on social media and online. And I said it before this whole pandemic, but now even more so. You know, us as an IMO, if you look at our numbers over the last year, we've actually grown quite a bit. And the reason why, we were poised perfect. And they say, you know, a perfect storm. We were set up to handle everything in a digital fashion before 2020 even came around. So, you know, I talked to other IMOs. In fact, it's crazy. And think about this too, and I'm not trying to toot our own horn. I'm trying to prove a point here for you all. But we have had competitors that are as big, there's a couple that are even bigger, that came to us and said, hey, you know, I know we've spoken about your Insure Me Now Direct platform, but I need to come on board because my agents are asking for this. And I don't have anything like this. So, you know, you as an agent, us as an IMO, we have to learn from times like this and say, okay, how can we set ourselves up for the future and be proactive? God forbid anything ever happens again. If you're in South Florida, if you're in Texas, right, Louisiana, hurricanes come. Right? If you're in the central part of the country, you probably have tornadoes, okay? If you're in California, okay, unfortunately, there's fires that you have to deal with. Things happen, and you have to be set up for this, okay? Right? Your business should be important to you. It obviously provides for your family. You have to be proactive, and we have done exactly that. You never want to be the one caught with your tail in between your legs, okay? Always have a plan, because you never know what can happen. And I think 2020 showed us that anything can happen, okay? So let's learn from this. Let's move forward. We have agents and agencies that are killing the game right now, okay? I remember month number 2, which was about probably around March. I had one specific agency who's also on my podcast. In fact, he's listening right now on this training. He called me up and said, Bill, how are you guys doing over there? And I said, you know what? It's crazy. We're actually doing pretty good. And he said to me, it's crazy to me too. He goes, I just hired my first personal assistant because our phones are ringing off the hook. And here's what's interesting. So this same agent is on my podcast, the Bill Levinson Experience. You're going to listen to a 1 hour interview with me and him. This is before, when people thought of Corona as a beer, okay, from Mexico. So think about this. 2019, we're doing a 1 hour interview, and I ask him the question, and I say, hey, I said, listen, right now, if you look at all of your sales, because he does very, very well, I said, if you look at all of your sales, what is the percentage that you sell online or over the phone? He said 99% of the time. Well, guess what? Come February, March, Corona hits, and he's one of the few that have probably doubled in overall premium and sales. So again, you have to be poised for the future. And that's exactly what we're doing here. We're not quite double, but our numbers are up. And it's because of you all. And it's because we were proactive and utilized the latest technology and branded and marketed ourselves on a national level, right? Online and through social media. So anyway, you should be doing the same. I always say, you don't have to listen to what I'm telling you, but you do have to watch what we're doing and just follow, okay? Follow in our footsteps. And I'm not saying we're the best, okay? But I'll tell you what, when I went to VaynerMedia and I had a 1 hour interview with Gary Vaynerchuk, and I saw he has over 1,000 employees, okay? And I picked his brain for an hour about social media marketing, and then to see what he's done through these times, okay? We have 22 employees. They have over 1,000. Okay, it's crazy, on 2 floors in New York City. So imagine what they're going through. Next thing you know, I see him on Good Morning America 2 weeks ago for a GMA interview, okay, because they wanted to pick his brain on how he and his company is succeeding through the pandemic. So anyway, I watched what he did, and I hope you're watching what we are doing. We're also watching what the carriers are doing, okay, and our partners. So anyway, with that said, it's our job to come up with all of these great ideas to help our agents, okay? The final expense part of the industry could be very gray, okay? And if you've been in this business a while, and I'm going over, 20 years now, 22 years to be exact, final expense, okay, used to be, burial insurance, and it was still part of the life insurance brokerage side, if you will. And then what happened is about, let's see, probably maybe 5 to 7 years ago, a lot of the younger generation started getting involved, and they
Hello?
Yep, we're on, Bill.
Okay, great.
I can hear
Okay,
me. I can hear you. I think we are good to go.
Yep, I'm actually on my cell phone.
Okay.
Okay. Did you tell everyone what happened?
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
Well, you want to go over it real quick?
We had a little power outage here, so as we're talking about technology, our phones and power went down. So I'm on my cell phone right now. Always a backup plan that we just spoke about. Okay, so let me move forward there. I apologize to everyone once again. But basically what happened, long story short, everybody is aware with the final expense part of the industry, and it became a very gray part of the brokerage side. And the reason why I say that is a lot of the younger generation came into the business, which is always a great thing. Okay, that's the future. And what happened is you would get a lot of these guys and girls, and they figured out a way to create these Facebook ads and social media ads. And they started to keep a lot of the good leads for themselves, right? Which listen, at the end of the day, if they're in the retail business and they're in the wholesale business, that's fine. Okay, and then they would sell off the B and C leads. And then they figured out, hey, if we can build like a typical MLM type of platform with many levels underneath us, right, we can all win. So they started to take off with this, and they started to recruit anyone right out of high school or college, license or no license, and it blew up. And then a lot of IMOs came out of this that focused just on final expense and building these MLM type of organizations, okay? Well, we always looked at it like you can't be in the retail side and the wholesale side because it's a conflict of interest. If you think about it, these new organizations that popped up out of nowhere that said, hey, we're going to have a call center in-house dealing with consumers, and then we're going to have a Bill Levinson and an Andrew Paris that's going to focus strictly on wholesale. That doesn't work. It muddies the water. And again, the reason why, of course, they're going to keep the best leads for themselves, right? And then they're going to sell off the B and C leads and let the wholesalers sell them off to their downline agents who have agents under them, who have agents under them, who have agents under them. There's, in some cases, 10, 15 layers under the top of the pyramid. So we came up with this idea and said, you know what, we are very, very clear in the space where we want the agents to know we would never step on your toes, okay? We can't sell on a retail level. And in my opinion, it muddies the water and it becomes very dicey. And because the reason why, you're an agent out there sending your business to us and we're processing your business. If I have someone 20 feet away from me that's also hitting the phones and selling, you're not going to be comfortable sending your business to us. And I don't blame you. Okay. So we never, ever, ever sold on a retail level. We never will do that. We have all direct IMO contracts. So we figured out, hey, you know, what we're going to do is come up with this great lead program. We're going to give out the top direct contracts. We're going to come up with all of the best sales platforms. We're not going to charge our agents. We're not going to handcuff our agents to us, okay, where you can't ever get a release. We're going to allow you, if you want to go out and sell and recruit, no problem, okay? We're not going to sell. We're going to focus 100% on wholesaling like we've done since 1972, but we'll set you up direct where you can do whatever you want. If you want to build your own organization, great. You can use all of our tools, platforms, lead programs, no problem. So that's what we came up with, and that's what we are rolling out today. And you're also going to see some national marketing campaigns at the end of the year in Insurance Newsnet Magazine, some national e-blasts, all going over the Levinson turnkey final expense platform. And that's what we're talking about on today's call. So, and then I'll end with this before we go to the next slide here. It's also important for you all to know that if you are in, let's say, more of the estate planning side, and you only will speak to a client if it's a $5,000 annualized target premium case or higher, okay, that's fine. And you can still focus on those large ticket cases. But what I'm going to tell you is this.
a lot of these final expense leads turn out to be those types of cases, or an annuity, or a disability policy, or a long-term care policy. Okay, it's all up to you and how you pivot. So I don't want you to think, oh, this is final expense, it's $22 a month, I'm not going to waste my time. This is a door opener. And for $8 a lead, for a verified lead, it's well worth the money spent. And if you sell the lead, we reimburse you and pay for the lead. So it winds up costing you nothing. And we have a 20% guarantee through our lead vendor, but you do have to sit through the training. So as long as you sit through the training, 20% guarantee. There is nothing else like this available today. And when I said earlier about we're having other competitors, other IMOs calling us, this is what they want to talk about. Between Insure Me Now Direct and our new lead program, it's unbelievable. And the reason why is because their leads are 3, 4, 5 times the price, and they're not as good. So they're trying to pick our brain. And then at the end of the conversation, they want to come on board with at least one company and offer this to their agent. So anyway, it's been very, very interesting lately. And I feel like this program is taking off, and I feel like it's just a very clean, direct way for agents to get their name out there and sell some product at the end of the day from home, over your phone. So anyway, let's sit back, relax. We're going to do our question of the day at the end, so make sure you are paying attention because my question has to do with some of the slides that me and Andrew are about to touch on, okay? So also, I want to mention this too. You're going to see a brand new platform called the Levinson Stimulus Package, okay? We're going to have one webinar, okay, where if you're on it, we give you $100 with your first app. So it's going to be really cool. We're going to have at least 5 carriers on there. It's going to be really, really interesting 1 hour. You're going to hear basically 10-minute pitches from each carrier, and then the $100 for each agent that writes their first app with that company. So really neat stuff. Okay, let's move forward here. This testimonial came in 3 days ago. In fact, Rich happens to also be on this call. Now, what we're talking about here, shifting gears, Insure Me Now Direct. Okay. Now, yes, of course, you can use this for final expense. You can use this for term, for your younger, healthier clients. No problem. We go up to $500,000 in term, instant decision. So Rich works, I would say the middle market. Okay. Very successful agent of ours. He had a client that he sold a national life group policy to. And if you read the testimonial on the right, it explains exactly what happened. I have a client who has an NOG policy with me. They wouldn't issue him a second policy. I had him go to my Insure Me Now Direct site. 10 minutes later, got a screenshot. He was approved for $500,000 a term, already made his payment. All of this was a 10-minute process. Thank you for everything. Now, once again, I'm not saying sit here and focus your entire day around Insure Me Now Direct and final expense sales. But as you're working some of the larger cases or some of your better VIP clients, why not have all of this running in the background? This is a perfect example. He made a nice commission. He didn't do anything. The client was approved, in and out, done. So this is how you need to start thinking, moving into the future, pivoting, like I said a few times, being proactive, because let's face it, anything can happen. So let this stuff run on autopilot. Make sure your Insure Me Now Direct site is up and running. And by the way, we're adding new products as well. So more to come with Insure Me Now Direct. Okay, let's move forward here. So this is awesome. So you remember what I just said about you building your own hierarchy, right? I hate to use the word MLM, which we do not preach MLM. We don't condone it. If our agents want to set up their own hierarchies, downlines, no problem. That's up to you. If you want to sell and recruit, no problem. We don't do it, but you can do it by all means. And we have the platform to make sure that you have everything that you need to go out and recruit. Okay? It's called the IGenius Playbook. And what this is, by the way, we can brand this for you, no charge. This is like a picture you click on. It has every tool, lead program, sales platform, everything we offer in a nutshell. It's like a 100-foot overview. And all you do is click once and you're in. And again, we can customize it with your own logo, your email, your phone, your picture. So everything goes back to you. If I was an agent out there and I wanted to recruit, I would take this and I would get it out there to the entire country, over 1 million licensed agents. And it's like a hunting season. I mean, it's unbelievable, because the main reason why is no one else has all of these tools in the sizzle. So anyway, if I were you, I would run with this stuff. And of course, it's no charge. We also have a hierarchy tracking tool that you can literally just log in 24/7 and see all of your agents, see what they've written, so you know what your bonus is that month, so you're not in the dark. Everything is at your fingertips. Okay, moving forward here, the brand new lead program that we are going over, and some of the new additions to the lead program, is of course on our website. If you hover over the marketing tab, it'll say lead programs. It has a little star on the left side. Click there, and then every single lead program is below, and it will show in front of you. And this is the new $8 final expense verified exclusive lead platform. Okay, let's move forward here. Now, what I want to talk about now, and by the way, I got a little, like I said earlier, I'm talking on my cell phone right now. So I usually have this headset all set up for the webinar. So this is a little different for us. So just bear with us. This is a very cool, like a one-stop shop. We call it a microsite or website, if you will. And every one of our lead platforms is all in one place. Okay, we wanted it very black and white, simple to use. So LevinsonLeadProgram.com, you click there, everything as far as mortgage protection, final expense, our annuity direct mail piece, our orphan leads, live transfers, everything is at your fingertips in one place. And again, if you're working with downline agents, send this out to them as well, because there's lots of value add here that no one else has. No one else has a package like this. So again, I would run with this. Okay, Andrew's going to take it from here. We have a new slide that we just came up with, and he's diving into our brand new final expense lead platform. Then we're going to show you how the process works. We're also going to show you some tips and tricks on how to get these closed. We're going to go over the guarantees. We're also going to end with the question of the day, and then we're going to show you some new, unique training videos that we put together just for this call. So some really good stuff to come. Andrew?
Yes, sir. Thanks, Bill. Appreciate it. Thanks, everyone, for joining us here. I want to go over the brand new final expense lead platform that has gained a lot of attention, and Bill and all of us here at Levinson are so rightfully excited about. And when we say 20% guarantee, we certainly mean that. And what we mean by that is we have taken a step that I don't think any other IMO in the industry has taken. And that is we've partnered with a lead vendor, not just to get you the best quality lead at the best price, but we actually partnered with them to get you the training that you need to actually close the sale. I don't think anybody else will do that. I've never seen it. And this is the first time it's happened for us, and its early results are excellent right now. We've already had some agents order these leads, and we're seeing the sales fly in. So I want to go over how this works. This is a lead program, leads as low as $8 a piece, and they are double verified, okay? So these are leads that are not just sourced and sent to you. They've been spoken to by 2 different individuals at the lead vendor organization, and then they're asked if they have a valid bank account for payment. If they can't verify all of their information and they can't pay for the plan, you're not even going to get that prospect as a lead, okay? So this is heavily verified, okay? They're fully exclusive. You can choose a local territory, or you can choose multi-state or national leads where you can get a better price that way, and of course your quantity can be go up as well because you have more states that you work out of, okay? Also, this lead program can include live transfer. If you're an agent that prefers the call to come in live, that option is available to you as well, ranging from $20 to about $25 a lead, depending on the order volume, okay? So these are excellent. Like I said, early results are great. And really the unique element of this is that there is training to help you really understand the best way to position the leads and to actually close them. And 20% is conservative. We've seen a lot higher numbers than that. So I'm going to go ahead and dive in and move forward here, but you definitely need to see this. Here's a little snapshot of our website where you can actually listen to some sample recordings even before you buy the leads. And that brings me to a good point is all of the leads that you purchase from our relationship are going to come with the recording of the conversation that they have with your client. So every single call, whether it's an $8 lead or a $25 live transfer, you're going to get the recording. And you'll see those recordings can last 2, 3, 10 minutes. They really dive in deep to really understand that client's objective and willingness to buy life insurance, okay? They're real-time, ready to talk, 100% exclusive, as I said. Delivery is also relatively quick, okay? If you order 50 leads, 100 leads, you're not going to get them all at once, but they're going to come through within a week of you placing that lead order, okay? So I know we get a lot of questions asking that. As soon as you pay the invoice, the leads will start coming in within a week's time. Okay, so definitely get to our website. We'll show you at the end of this call and send out our email how to actually sign up for this and how to get started. But I wanted to bring these points up because this is a lot of what makes this program so great that other programs simply lack, is a lot of these things. So I'm going to move forward here into our Spanish-speaking and high-intent leads. Okay, this is taking the program even further than I've ever seen before, and that is we finally have full Spanish-speaking leads. If you're an agent that's multilingual or you speak Spanish and you prefer to work with that market, no problem. We now have for $30, you can get Spanish-speaking leads live transferred inbound to you. Okay, it's that simple. It's never been done before. I've never seen a lead program commit to getting 100% Spanish speakers on the phone. So this is a big step for all of you who can work those leads. On the right side, we have our live transfer high intent leads, okay? So if you're a little bit skeptical and you're saying, you know, 20%, that's not quite enough for me. I need to know that my chances of selling the leads are better than 20%. Well, no problem. We have worked out a $40 per lead live transfer where that individual has been not only double verified, but they've actually been taken even further into the process about what to expect, the cost breakdowns, you know, a little bit further down the path. They're basically presetting the appointment for you so that all you have to do is pick up the phone and 50% of the time the sale is going to be made. That's the statistics that we have from the lead vendor and from agents using these leads, is it's a 50-50 chance that that sale is going to be made right then and there. So if you don't want to work through a larger quantity of leads to get the same results, you are welcome to use our live transfer high intent leads. Those are available to you as well in the same program. Here's a snapshot of the actual process. Okay, so I'm going to break down exactly how the leads are generated and what you can expect, okay? So the opt-in comes from advertising that the vendor does, okay? This is not just a voicemail verified lead, okay? This is TV, email, online, banner ads, Google Analytics, social media. They target all the different areas that your client may be frequenting to generate the opt-in, okay? So these people actually have to call or opt in or request the information. So they're not soliciting a list of people who may not be interested. This is marketed, but then solicited by the consumer. The consumer has to opt in, okay? That's step one. Step two is the call center reaches to the prospect, finds out if they can talk now for a live transfer, or if they cannot speak to the agent right this second, they book a time and they get that information and they get that lead to you for a callback lead. As I mentioned before, the verification process is the same. Whether it's a live transfer or not, they're asking the same questions, they're recording the call, they're verifying it with the same level of quality. It's just a question of if they're ready to go right this second or if they want to have an agent call them for a follow-up. Step three, if they request a call back, it's routed to the agent real time on the online portal. So you're going to be given an online portal where you can access this information, get the recordings, everything that you need is all going to be at your fingertips. So regardless of which option you choose, we're not going to steer you to one or the other, as we feel the quality of these leads are excellent regardless, but this is the flow of what to expect from the time the client opt-in to the time you actually get the leads. If you are a callback lead and you're not a live transfer, you will receive them also in an email format. Okay, next slide here is the order process. So once you're on our levinsonleadprogram.com or our website and you click order now, you're going to see this order form come up, okay? You're going to fill out the information, you're going to select which options you want, you'll agree to our terms, submit the request. As soon as you do that, an invoice will be sent to you within 24 to 48 hours. Okay, so I get a lot of questions from our agents as to there's a little bit of a layover between the submission of the request and the invoice. Okay, so you do need to wait, give them a couple of days to get you the invoice prepared and sent to you. As soon as you pay that invoice, you will then be into our training module, and you will then have your leads once placed within a week's time. Okay, so there is a definite process here that is to be followed, but I want you to know it does happen. If you don't get the invoice after that 24 to 48 hour period, let us know, and we'll certainly help you out. But this is the general guideline to get started with the process. I'm going to go ahead and get it back to Bill so he can go over how we're actually going to pay for your leads so you don't even have to cover the cost. Bill, you there?
Yep, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, great. Okay, looks like we had some other technical issues with the phone again, but we are good to go. Okay, so with all of that said, you know, you scratch your head and you say, okay, you know, I've seen all these ads. Maybe I'm working with another organization. Maybe you're working with us. Hopefully you are. If not, I hope you make the right move. But I want to just say one thing and make it very, very clear. So there's no gray. There's nothing to be up in the air, nothing to think about. You have to know, okay, real quick, comp schedules, okay, 115% street level commissions with some of the final expense products, direct IMO contracts and access, no handcuffs. In other words, for whatever reason, if you wanted a release, okay, something isn't what you thought it was, you're not having good luck, done. In fact, we put it in writing. All of the tools and platforms that you're looking at are free, okay? Obviously, the leads are the $8, but we do pay you back, reimburse you for the lead when you place the application or the policy, okay? So it winds up costing you nothing when you place the app, okay? So no skin off your back. You have friends, neighbors that are in the business. You want to bring them in as well and make 5 points, 10 points. No problem, okay? They get all the same access that you're receiving, okay? Everything that you have access to, they get the same exact thing, but the difference is they're in your downline and you're getting an override on every single penny of premium that they place. So what we did, we came up with a little coupon incentive for you. If you look at the arrow going to the green button, lead reimbursement, you literally, as you're buying your leads, as you're selling the leads, you click that green button, you put in the information for the lead that you sold once the policy is in force, and we reimburse you for every single paid policy that came from the lead program. That simple, okay? No small print, no gray area, that easy. Very black and white for everyone. Okay, let's move forward here. Now, what we wanted to do here was put a playbook together that's similar to the infographic marketing playbook that I went over earlier. Same exact process, same mindset, but just for final expense. And if you go through the complete virtual final expense playbook, the complete training, that's when you get your 20% guarantee from the vendor. Nobody else does that, especially at $8 a lead. I don't care what you tell me. Hey, Bill, my buddy Mikey, who's 19 years old, promises me leads for $7 and says, I'm going to give you a 50% guarantee. No way. I've never seen it before, never been done. So, but you have to make sure that you sit through the entire training. And at the end of the day, this is built to help you make more sales. So, and most of you are still working from home, so you can spend the time on this over the weekend or late at night when the kids are in bed, whatever it is, but make sure you sit through this. This is a great tool to close more sales at the end of the day. Okay, let's move forward here. So this is another training platform that we put together for you all that are selling over the phone. And let's face it, most of you are right now because we don't have a choice. So this is all available on our website under training, and we're going to send out a thank you email to all participants that are on the call.
and we'll include the link for the final expense training. We also brought in a third-party consultant, Todd Ewing. He's a sales pro when it comes to selling life insurance over the phone. I picked his brain. We put a 3-part training webinar together focused just on selling over the phone. This is pre-pandemic, okay? So lots and lots of great, valuable information for you all, especially to use during this time. All right, let's move forward here. Some other great lead programs that we put together that you should be taking advantage of. On the left side, these are free. These are free Orphan leads. We have thousands and thousands sitting here right now. Okay, now you do have to place a minimum of $10,000 a premium, okay, during 1 calendar year, which, by the way, that's what, 10 policies, maybe 20 smaller policies. Okay, we're not talking about some monster cases here. Once you hit 10,000, again, we have that incentive form on our website. Fill it out. Leads are yours. If you have good luck and you sell a few, we'll send you some more, okay? That simple. Let's move over to the center section. Maybe you want to have a exclusive mailer, a final expense mailer with your return address. No problem. A co-op price, $460. That includes everything. For 1,000 mailers, we're getting about a 2 to 3% return right now. And again, it's your address, so no gray area. It's not like you're relying on us. We're also selling policies out of the back door. No, everything goes back to you. You control the program. On the right side, we have the same exact process, but for annuities, $460, 1,000 mailers. Everything comes back to you. Now, you know, in the annuity side, this could be large ticket commission policies. Okay, we're talking 50,000, 20,000, 7,000. So what I would do, remember how I was saying, you know, work your day-to-day, if it's estate planning or IUL sales or indexed annuity sales, great, okay, but have a lot of this stuff going on in the background. I always say that, right? It's like you want your focus to be, you know, whatever, 80% tunnel vision on estate planning, IUL, indexed annuities, and then 20%, you know, is you working on mortgage protection, final expense, long-term care, DI, guaranteed issue. Have all of those fingers out there just in case one part doesn't work out. It's okay. You got 8 other parts of your business that are working out great for you. So this is how you need to think moving forward, right? And this way, whatever comes up in the future, you're going to be okay. You're set up perfectly. Okay, let's move forward here. So real quick, what we also wanted to do, and by the request of you all, everybody wanted like an FAQ section, so we put that together for you. And then, of course, the term and final expense close pitch. We have that as well. On the right side, the ultimate cross-selling close, especially right now with Medicare, Medicaid. If you're on the health side, you want to bring up life insurance, especially with, let's say, an easy to close Gerber guaranteed issue. It takes literally 5 minutes. Okay, instant approvals, term up to $500,000, instant approvals. It's an 8-minute sale. So why not bring it up if you're working the health side? Okay, bring up life insurance. I had a big agency in Texas reach out yesterday. They're focused on P&C, and she says to me, you know, Bill, I'm missing the boat. I have thousands and thousands of clients that love me. They know our brands. They know what we do, and they're buying life insurance from other organizations that are focused on life insurance. And shame on me for not bringing it up to my clients and letting them know I do this too. Okay, same thing goes. Anyway, that's the pitch on the right-hand side. Let's move forward here. I want to talk about a great sales platform, especially during the pandemic. So think about this. Right now, we have 416 colleges. We're adding 2 to 3 every month around the country. Okay, and you say to yourself, oh, Bill, I've heard you talk about the scholarship program. I haven't really took the time to look into it. It's okay, you don't need to. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now in just a couple of minutes how this works and how easy it is to close the sale or the lead. Okay, especially senior market, final expense, or if you're that health agent or that P&C agent, okay, everyone you talk to is going to have children, right, or grandchildren. So yes, you're talking about life insurance and you're quoting a burial policy, let's say, but why not also talk about college funding. And hey, guess what? Your policy for $38 a month comes with 1 free year tuition. And you can assign little Johnny, your grandson, to the Sage Scholarship account, okay? And they get 1 year scholarship. And the first thing the client's going to do is say, well, how much more is this? Nothing. It's free. Okay, you get this free. It's a value add by working with me, your final expense agent, Bill Levinson. Okay, and here's a list of all the colleges, okay? And this is just a value add. And I'll tell you what, if you send me a referral, okay, or we sit down every year to do a policy review, I give you another $500 in scholarship or credit, okay, just by sending me a friend or family member, or just by sitting down with me every year to do a policy review, okay? This is all free. And then you say to yourself, well, you know, there's so many hoops and obstacles. No, send them to your Insure Me Now direct site. They self-enroll. I'm going to show you in a second how easy it is. It's done in 2-3 minutes, and they're in, okay? And half of our final expense carriers come with this free. And right now, you have to remember, a lot of these colleges, they use these live workshops for recruiting purposes. Well, now, there is no live workshops because of COVID. So what are they doing? They're all looking to Sage, right? And they're saying, hey, we want to become part of Sage, okay? We want to make sure that our enrollment numbers stay up or get higher during this pandemic. So what is that doing for all of us? It's adding more colleges to the Sage program, which makes it more valuable for you when you're speaking to these prospects. So anyway, take advantage, and this is free. And you can give everyone a $500 gift certificate, okay, which is $500 in scholarship just by talking to you, by setting up the appointment with you, even if they don't buy a product, okay? So you have to be creative right now. Get scrappy, and this is the perfect way to do it. Okay, now speaking about how easy this actually is, all you have to do, okay, you're talking about final expense, $37 a month, Mutual of Omaha, click here. I'm going to email you the link, done. And then, by the way, I'm going to send you a link to my website, and you're just going to click, and this is what it's going to look like for your client. Or you can do this with them while you're on the phone with them. All they do is go to your Insure Me Now direct site. They click on Sage. It says apply, gives you all the information, bottom left corner. And then the right side, they enter in that number, begin registration, done. You're done, client's done. They now have this 1 year free scholarship, all because they're working with Bill Levinson, their favorite life insurance agent, okay? And now they're going to want to start referring people to you, because aren't they going to tell all their friends about this, right? Think about how great this is, and they didn't pay for it. There's no extra out of pocket. The premium doesn't go up, no change. If they take it, great. If they don't want it, it's okay. They didn't pay for it anyway. All right, let's move forward here. Legacy Armor, another huge door opener, okay? This is an opportunity for your clients to keep all of their information, their policy information, annuities, their password lists, their pictures of the family from Thanksgiving 2016. They store everything in this secure online vault. And guess what? When they pass, their beneficiaries automatically receive a ping, an email ping that says, hey, I'm sorry, but Billy Smith has passed on. Click here to access all of their personal information. And everything they need is at their fingertips, okay? And by the way, this is free for our agents, okay? Everybody gets a free dashboard where they can enroll their clients. It costs your client the price of a Starbucks cup of coffee every month. Okay, and it has artificial intelligence built in. These are different ways, though, that you can drive people back to you and close these sales, because they can only get this through you. All right. Also, Legacy Safeguard is a complete turnkey final expense kit that goes over last wishes, a living will, everything they need to plan out their burial policy and what happens when they pass on. And by the way, that's free. That's called Legacy Safeguard. We're going to include all of that information in today's thank you email. Okay, Andrew's up next. He's going to talk about some more tips and tricks for selling online and over the phone. Andrew?
Yep, thanks, Bill. Appreciate that. So now that we know what the lead program is, how to get started in buying your leads, right? Get into our training. Now you have the door openers, the conversation starters, you have the scholarship, you have the legacy armor, you have the legacy safeguard. Now that you have all of those tools at your disposal, let's talk about the tips to actually, have the discussion with them about buying the policy, closing them, and handling objections, right? I think that's a big area of concern for any agent in any walk of life, any acumen level, any sales experience. We all struggle with that notion of, all of these things are great, but how do we walk them down the path to the end of the road, which is being a policyholder for you, right? So we're going to dive into that now. So here are 5 different tricks and tips to think about, or discussion starters, when you're actually involved in the sale. You've discussed the products, you've talked about scholarship, but these are things that we need, that are really important to bring up, right? Why life insurance? When you're building rapport with your customer on the phone, it's important to know why they're even talking to you about this in the first place. We know it's burial insurance, we know, but you want them to tell you why they actually think this is important. Why life insurance? Are you trying to protect your husband or your wife? Are you trying to protect your kids from having to deal with the issues of you being gone in your estate? Make that emotional connection real as to why they actually are calling in the first place. That's huge, very, very important. Number 2, paint a visual picture. What would it look like if you did or didn't have this coverage that we're talking today, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, right? Let's talk about that. It's important for them to understand, it's okay if you don't move forward, but what would it look like if you didn't? This is a crazy time that we're in, and this is why we're having this discussion, is make sure they understand the full scope, the full picture of why life insurance, and paint the picture of what they would be in, what position they'd be in without it. Tip 3, create a sense of urgency, right? We don't want them to have a long discussion with you and then decide, this is just not something I want to entertain right now. It's urgent, right? We're in a different world right now than we were last year. Prices are changing, carriers are changing. Everything's changing, right? You may not be insurable in a month, right? So now is the time. The urgency is now to get the policy. You have everybody knows you have a 30-day free look. You don't need to mention that, but we all know that. Get them to make the decision and move forward. They can always decide to change later. Number 4, share other client stories. Clients are just like us. We like to know other people, how they've been affected, and sharing stories is a big deal. Do other people share the same situation like me? So you could say, many of my clients have done the same thing as you, Mr. or Mrs. Smith, or many of my clients ask the same question. You want to relate their questions to questions that have already taken place with people that you're policyholders now, people that already have done business with you. It really does solidify that relationship in the final expense sale, especially with seniors. Number 5, manage objections effectively, okay? And we're going to do that on the next slide, but objections are pretty much the biggest rebuttal that we get in the difference between making a sale and not making a sale. After you've already proven the value, this is where we are. So on the next slide here, I'm going to go over some of the most common objections and how you may be able to think differently about handling that while you're working these leads, okay? Number 1, create a clear purpose for the life insurance. As I said before, if they can't create an emotional connection to it, if they can't see the benefit of who it's going to save by buying it, they're wasting their time and you're wasting yours. They need to understand the purpose behind what they're buying. That emotional connection is so important, so keep that in mind. Number 2, I cannot afford it. I'm sure you get that all the time. Price only matters in the absence of value. Everybody has auto insurance. Everybody has homeowners insurance. Everybody has certain types of policies because we're told we have to have them. Well, you could say, listen, Mr. Client, if you're obviously you're still driving, we'll assume, you're buying auto insurance, right? Auto insurance covers the other person. Most people don't know that. When you get in an auto accident, you're not even covering yourself. You're covering complete strangers, okay? So what you're basically saying is you don't care as much about the life insurance for your husband or wife or children than you do this policy. I mean, I know it's a little harsh, but that's the reality. We have to paint that picture. So saying I can't afford it is not really I can't afford it, it's I don't want to afford it. And so if you can paint the picture that it is important, they will be able to afford it, and there's policies for all budgets, right? We could do $20 a month or $200 a month, but the coverage is there, and it's better to have something than nothing, right? Number 3, I want to think about it. I'm sure you get that all the time. They didn't say no, okay? When they say something like that, they just don't know how to answer you. So dive deeper and ask more pertinent questions. What would you like to think about? Is there a question I didn't answer? Is there something you're hazy about? Try to get down to the bottom of their hesitancy, right? Because they didn't say no. That is a good objection if they give you that, because they're still thinking it over. They're trying to think about how they either want to answer you or get off the call, but that's still an opportunity to turn it around. So make sure to dive deeper. Don't give up at that time. Don't say, okay, and hang up the phone. See if you can go further into that as to why they want to think about it. And lastly, I'd like to shop around. We all have heard that. These are some of the most common ones. Agree to that, okay? Say, listen, I understand a lot of my clients say that, and I couldn't agree with you more, and provide the shopping solution. Let them know you're not one agent selling one product. You're a broker. You sell 80 different carriers. Your job is to provide them the shopping solution. You're the Instacart shopper that goes to Publix or goes to Costco and gets all their groceries for them. They already know it's at the store. You're just putting it all together and getting them the best deal. Okay, so you agree with that, and you actually move into that and say, I'm going to do the shopping. So that's what I'm here to help you with, and you turn it around on them. Okay, so just having a different mindset with these objections can really make a difference whether the sale is made or not. Okay, I'm going to move forward here into our digital sales and telesales training center. Okay, so we have built this for you. Okay, because we understand there's a lot of moving parts in different products. We have a section here on our website under the iGenius Training Center where you have everything you need, from e-apps to quoting to telesales to e-delivery to legacy, safeguard, or armor. All of our trainings are logged here on demand for you to take advantage of 24/7. So if you're not taking advantage of this, I highly encourage you to do so. We will send it out as well, but did need to mention that. And we make changes to this and updates all the time. I'm going to go ahead and get it back to Bill, and he's going to go over some of our tablet contests and different things going on in our Positive Tuesday.
Yep, we're just about done too. We're going to end right at 3 p.m. Eastern. And again, I'm so sorry about those technical issues that we had. Our power went out earlier, but do not worry. We are going to send out that thank you email to everyone that's on the call, and we're going to outline every platform with links that you can go over at your convenience. We're going to make it very simple for you. I don't want anyone to look at this and say, oh my gosh, I don't know where to begin and where do I sign up and where do I go next. We're going to lay it all out in a very easy way so everyone can understand it. Okay, so what we wanted to do here was just give a little value add from Levinson to you all. On the left side, impaired risk iPad contest. Basically, submit a case, impaired risk, at least $5,000 of premium or more. We send you the new iPad mini as soon as it places, okay? That's any table-rated impaired risk case. On the right side, remember that testimonial I showed you earlier by Rich? That's also on our Facebook page, by the way. So he sold that $500,000 10-year term right on his website, less than 10 minutes. Client clicked to quote, they applied, and they got an instant decision done. You get a free tablet, okay, the Fire Amazon tablet, just by writing your first app with Haven on Insure Me Now Direct. Okay, that's the 100% direct-to-consumer piece, which, by the way, top commissions, you're the agent of record. There's no gray area. We're also seeing some new marketing now by other competitors where they're the agent, and it's basically a referral fee, and it's just been a nightmare, okay? And we're getting a lot of calls and trying to explain what's going on here. But anyway, sell your first app, free tablet. Any questions, just reach out to any one of our marketers. We'll make sure we get you up and running 100%. Okay, upcoming agent training events, which is what you're on right now. So every single day of the week, we have our different agency automator features. Okay, if you want the free website and CRM, no problem. Okay, jump on Wednesday. If you want to do best practices every Friday, but every day of the week at 2 p.m. Eastern. These are live trainings, and it's an open forum, okay? So not like this. This gives you an opportunity to ask questions in front of the group and listen to answers and questions from other agents just like you who are trying to get their arms wrapped around everything. Okay, Legacy Armor on the bottom, every single Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. We are hosting these open forum training. So that's that, it's like a safe deposit box, okay? But in 2020, everything's online, secure, with built-in artificial intelligence. By being a Levinson agent, you get your own free dashboard to set up your clients. So every Wednesday, 2 p.m., you can jump on those. And by the way, if you're ever confused and you don't know what's coming up that week for our trainings, just go to our website, click on the training calendar. Everything is right there, and you can register for any upcoming trainings. Okay, this is going to be a real good training on the 15th at 2 p.m. because what we're doing is we're hosting the Legacy Armor CEO. We have some great personal stories we're going to share that have to do with life insurance and planning last wishes with Legacy Armor and how this literally changed the outcome of certain families throughout the country. So some great stuff on the 15th. Try to be on that call. Okay, we're going to end with our question of the day. I hope you were paying attention, okay, because the answer to this question had to do with slide number 13. So I hope you were on it. Now, what I'm going to do before question of the day, you're probably seeing that little funny Matchbox looking miniature car. Yes, that's exactly what you're seeing. And the reason why, okay, is because that's our Positive Tuesday quote, and it's all about starting small and thinking big, okay? This was Tuesday's quote. They say my dreams are way too big. I say you think way too small. The sky is the limit, okay? And the proof is in the pudding. And I said it twice already. You don't have to listen to what I say. Look at what we're doing. Look at how we started, okay? We had 100 agents in South Florida. Today we have over 19,000, all over the country, and it's because of getting our name out there through social media, through e-blasting, having a huge online presence. If you go into your Google search bar, put Levinson and Associates, look at our reviews, look at the articles, look at the magazine covers, okay? We started at nothing, and you can do the same with the help of this new social media world. That's all free, but you got to start somewhere. Start small, think big. That's the quote of the day. It's also the quote of the week. We're going to end with our question of the day. To get our free Orphan leads, what was the minimum premium that you have to pay for? Minimum premium to qualify for the free Orphan leads. Okay, hit this number in 12 months, we give you a free batch of Orphan leads. What is the minimum premium needed to write? Andrew, do we have a winner?
Yes, we do, and we have hundreds of answers coming in, so great job, everybody. But the first person to answer correctly is Tim M. Tim M. from New York State.
Tim M. from New York, congratulations. The answer is $10,000 a premium in 1 calendar year. You qualify for the Levinson free Orphan leads. I'm glad we got a bunch of answers because that shows us everybody was paying attention today. This was awesome. Thank you again, and I'm sorry once again for those technical issues. I hope you got a lot of value out of this. Check out our thank you email you'll have in your inbox before the day is up. Have a great rest of the week. Good selling. Stay healthy, and thank you again.